So Nintendo has shut down the possibility of Skyward Sword on the Switch, or have they? What's going on, guys? JSkeleton with Brandon for guys. Today coming at you with something that would normally be considered sad news, but I'm just not buying it myself. We're gonna get into it here. I'll tell you guys the information. I'll give you guys my opinions and thoughts. You know, the whole 9 yards. So Nintendo apparently has shut down the idea that you know, there's a Skyward Sword coming to the Switch. They're saying that there's no plans to release it as of right now. This is actually what they had to say exactly. They said, at this time, we have no plans to release The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword on Nintendo Switch, a Nintendo spokesperson told Eurogamer. So, I mean, honestly, like, some people are getting up in arms about this. Some people are saying, well, that sucks, that's depressing. Or other people are like, yay, they're not remaking it, because for some reason people that hated the game just don't want it remade, which makes no sense to me, because just because you hated a game doesn't mean, you know, other people don't love the game. So I don't know, man. And also, the other thing is that just because you hated the motion controls of the game doesn't mean the motion controls will be bad in the remake, because the Joy-Con's motion controls are way better than the Wii's. There's no sensor, and even at that, who knows? Maybe they'd give you a button scheme instead of motion controls. Anyways, we're kind of getting off topic. I just want to throw that out there. Now, why do I not buy this? The reason is, let me give you an example. The DS Lite. Literally the day before that thing got announced, Nintendo said, nope, doesn't exist, not happening, whatever. They completely denied the DS Lite. The next day it got announced. The same thing happened with Diablo 3, right? For the Switch. Everyone was like, oh, Diablo 3 coming to the Switch, these rumors, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, Blizzard and Nintendo were like, nope, you know, just nope. And then obviously we have Diablo 3 on the Nintendo Switch a mere months later. So you just cannot believe this. You can't, right? Nintendo is not going to be like, oh yeah, hey, it's coming. You got us. Surprise. No, they have things planned, right? If this is a thing, then you know, they're going to release information as they see fit, right? Maybe they want to surprise people in a Nintendo Direct, or with a surprise announcement, like we got a huge surprise to announce on this date. Tune in to a special Nintendo Direct to see this big announcement, or whatever it is, right? They like surprising people, so there's no way that they would ever, you know, just be like, okay, yeah, you know, you got us. Now, I know what you guys are saying, well, Aonuma works for Nintendo. Yeah, obviously he does. And there's a couple different ideas behind this. One is that he let the cat slip the bag. You know, he's a human being like everyone else. Two, there is a possibility that maybe right now they're not working on it, but maybe he was trying to gauge interest, see how many people would actually be interested in a remake of Skyward Sword. That is a possibility, but I really feel like they've been working on it the past year or two at least, because the past few years, Nintendo seems to have kind of a rhythm with Zelda games, right? They'll release a brand new Zelda game, and then they'll release either like a spin-off or like a remake. For example, we had Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD both come out on the Wii U. You know, for example, before Breath of the Wild came out, we even had a spin-off. We had Triforce Hero. So that is something they've been doing lately, where they'll release a remake, right? We had Ocarina of Time 3D. We had Majora's Mask 3D. You know, there's been remakes in between new releases of Zelda games. So it is a common thing. I would be willing to bet, guaranteed, that Nintendo is going to be releasing something, you know, some kind of remake before they release a brand new Zelda game, right? It's to kind of fill in the gaps, right? So there's just like not too many years without anything Zelda being released, right? Because obviously new Zelda games do take a lot of time to make. And there's also been recent rumors that people have been saying, people have inside information that Nintendo is working on something Zelda related besides working on the sequel for Zelda, or the sequel for Breath of the Wild is what I meant to say, you know, like a brand new Zelda game, that they're working on something that is not a brand new IP necessarily. So it's either like a remake or it's a spin-off. There has been inside information regarding that as well. I can't remember the exact sources, but I think it might have been Game Informer, if I remember correctly. But the point is, I guarantee you there's something. I just don't buy the fact that Nintendo is saying that Skyward Sword for the Switch is not coming. I just think that's just like a PR thing that they have to do that. You know, they're going to announce it at their own time. So I still have a ton of hope. I still think that Aonuma said that for a reason. You know, maybe he wasn't supposed to say it. Maybe he was just trying to gauge interest. But regardless, he said it for a reason. There's no way he just said it for no reason, in my opinion. So I'm still very hopeful for it. I think it's very likely to happen. I think it's very likely to be the next Zelda that gets released is going to be a remake of Skyward Sword on the Switch, and then you know, followed by that, we'll probably get a brand new Zelda game a few years later after that. So hopefully it's real. Hopefully it gets announced soon. Again, keep in mind, DS Lite, they denied it the next day they announced it. So you know, even if they're shutting Skyward Sword down right now, we can get an announcement like next week or in a month or in a year or in 2 years. Like, we don't know. It could be any time. It can never happen. That is a possibility, but you just don't know. I would take that with a grain of salt. I don't know. Personally, I don't buy it. I think it's a thing, but let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Do you still have hope? Do you think that Nintendo are working on it? And like, not just that you hope, but do you think that Nintendo are working on Skyward Sword HD? Does it make sense to you? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you guys would want Skyward Sword HD on the Switch. I really do. You guys already know that, and hopefully it does happen sooner than later. If you guys enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe, comment, share, and all that awesome stuff. Catch you guys very soon. Another one like I was. Until then, game on.